Hi, my wise astrology tribe, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. Today, I'm here to analyze actually the Scorpio lunar eclipse with you. And we're going to talk about the archetypes and what kind of energy going to get involved in this eclipse. As I said before, the eclipse itself not going to bring in the energy literally the same day. It can unfold within 6 months before and after. So, but we have to know about, this is the last Scorpio eclipse for the next following 18 years, okay? The nodes are moving signs in July, and it's going to be an Aries Libra axis. We already experienced the first Aries eclipse, which was actually a solar eclipse in 29 degrees Aries on April 20th. It started the eclipse season in 2023. It's Mars rules. And the Scorpio eclipse also ruled by Mars and Pluto as well, because the modern ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. So let's see the archetypes and let's talk about what is Moon representing in our life. Moon is your feelings, your fears, your subconscious, or actually I call it superconscious. The way you are nurturing yourself, and you were nurtured, you were mothered. And also it's representing the way you are mothering your kids or your fur babies or whoever around, the way you are nurturing others as well. What is an eclipse? And what kind of energy comes with a lunar eclipse? Lunar eclipse is a completion. It's a signing of contract, and it's an ending. It's an unexpected, life-altering ending in our life. And most of the time, it is actually a loss. Solar eclipse usually also unexpected, life-altering, but the solar eclipse brings in some kind of positive change in our life. Lunar eclipse, it's a loss. But Scorpio itself, it's an ending, because Scorpio rules the 8th house, and 8th house ruled by Mars, the planet of war, warrior, courage, and anger, and Pluto. Pluto is actually the lord of Scorpio, the modern ruler, which is connected with death. And 8th house itself, Scorpio itself, it's connected with death, with rebirth, with actually financial institutions, banks, for example, loans, mortgages, like even with abortion, surgeries. It is definitely the Lord. Scorpio is the Lord of hell. It's Hades, and it's the underworld. So it's connected with criminals as well. The underworld, like any criminal activity. And actually, what we have to know about this eclipse, we always have to check the ruler of the eclipse. So we're going to analyze Mars in this chart and Pluto in this chart. You know already, if you're following me, I erect the chart in Miami, so that is EDT, Eastern Daylight Time, or Eastern Standard Time. So don't mind the host system over here. We're only going to analyze the planets and the aspects. So why do we analyze Pluto? Because Pluto rules the eclipse, this lunar eclipse. And as I said, it's a triple loss that we're going to experience, because it's a full moon, so which is ending. Eclipse, lunar eclipse is ending. Actually, it is conjuncting with the south node. Well, it is far away, but south node, it's still there in Scorpio, so it's affecting. And south node, it's a Saturnian energy. It's also an ending, getting rid of karma, detoxificating, eliminating toxins from our body and from our life. And, you know, like Scorpio itself, it's ending as well. And I'm going to also talk about Pluto. So Pluto rules Scorpio, and Pluto just turned retrograde, actually stationed retrograde on the 1st of May, 4 days before the eclipse happening, right? So it's still very, very slow. It's still like from our standpoint of view, like it's not moving. It's stationed retrograde. It's just standing still. And when a planet is stationary, direct or retrograde, it has the most significant effect energy-wise on humanity and on us, and even not humanity, on the animals as well. So Pluto is the Lord of ending and the Lord of hell, which representing death and rebirth, right? So here in the sign of humanitarian sign, but you know, I have to mention Aquarius actually linked to criminality as well, because Aquarius is one of the signs that is actually the aggressive or criminal, no, not aggressive, criminal sign. So we have, and you would be surprised, Libra is one of that also. I was surprised when I was studying that, but Libra, Aquarius, Aries, and Scorpio. So Pluto, which rules Scorpio in Aquarius, so it's double criminality over here. What can we expect when Pluto goes to retrograde during this eclipse and standing still? We're going to have a lot of criminal activity. And what kind of criminal activity we're going to experience? Anything with cryptocurrencies. For example, we might going to hear that in news, a lot of other crypto billionaires going to die or killed. Or it could be like stealing Bitcoins and stealing crypto money somehow. It's disappearing from accounts. It also, because of Pluto rules bank, it could be like the bank transactions. People are going to steal money from wiring or yes, like through wire transfer. It could actually, because of wire transfer is anything with artificial intelligence, it's through internet. So it could be some kind of criminal activity through that kind of transfer from banks. So be careful, be mindful, make sure you know all your steps. You check everything, especially Mercury also is in retrograde right now, and it could indicate some kind of difficulties with communication, transferring, sales, or whatever you are doing right now. But the activity between Pluto in Aquarius station retrograde and this eclipse. So, all right, let's see what else is happening here. So when we have a full moon, we are having the moon and the sun across each other in heaven in the skies, and that is opposing to each other. So the sun is in Taurus, and it's a lot of emphasis in Taurus right now because we have North Node still there, Mercury retro is there, which is going to station direct on the 14th. We have Uranus and yes, Uranus, and then Jupiter going to enter on the 16th as well. Taurus is also related to our wealth, the money that we earn. And Scorpio is the money, what is shared resources, banks, mortgage, loans, prenups, inheritance, medical malpractice, insurance money, those kind of money. It was the big money which is coming from outside. So eclipse, it's an ending. So we might going to turn on the news and we might going to realize a lot more banks are ready to close because of, you know, there is not available fund in the banks. People going to get crazy. The moon is also representing us, the people, the public. So it could represent like people going to go crazy and going to get fearful because of the money not going to be available to actually withdraw from your account. So be mindful and make the right steps before, you know, it's happening. And then we also going to check the condition of Mars because Mars also the ruler of this eclipse. Mars is still in Cancer, so it's not in a good position. Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer because Cancer is nurturing. Cancer rules the moon, right? And the moon ruler, actually, right now, the eclipse ruler, Mars, is in Cancer. So this is actually a mutual reception over here between the eclipse and the eclipse ruler and the moon. So it is a mutual reception, but Mars is not strong. And because of Pluto station retrograde, it also brings back difficulties with that kind of situation. And I would think because Pluto is related to death, right? And it is not a square over here because it's 0 degree, it's not a square. The energy is going back to get centralized again because Pluto is power as well. And it's going to enter on June 11th Capricorn, which representing like the shadow government going to get back the power for a while again. So, you know, the hidden government, the hidden power, and it's going to be centralized. And, you know, Capricorn, it's a higher hierarchy. It's the people, the government, the people who rules the whole entire world is trying to take back what they think they will lose because they are fearful right now. And okay, so what else gonna happen during this eclipse? So yes, we have to check here. We do have 2 fixed stars in this degree, and one of them actually, because the eclipse happening 14 degrees 58 minutes, it's actually we do have a 6 star, and both of them we have at 15 degrees Taurus and 15 degrees Scorpio. Taurus, I wrote everything down here. We have Menkar, and the sun is conjunct with Menkar, which is actually the nose of the sea monster, and it is illness, it is loss. So it's associated also with criminal activities as well. And here we do have Zubin, and Zubin also criminality, it's chaos, it's crisis, it's danger, it's lying, it's despicable behavior. So what's happening during this eclipse, it is like criminal activity will actually get magnified, and we're going to experience more crime and more death during this eclipse, unfortunately. And then what else could we check here? So why is it more death? Because of the moon is actually opposing Uranus, and Uranus is in 18 degrees. And remember, last year we had actually a conjunction that didn't happen 500, oh no, actually it was like not, it was very early on when Mars, North Node, and Uranus conjuncted in heaven. It was over 2000 years before. And last year we experienced that in June 31st or July 1st in some area. Uranus is the rebel. Uranus is artificial intelligence. It also rules tornadoes. It also rules anything with nuclear activity, nuclear bomb, and it's the rebel itself. It's chaos. So it could some kind of like, you know, what's going on in France, actually in Hungary also. There is a lot of rebellion action against the government, and we will experience more around the world. People are not going to tolerate that kind of central government, like center power anymore. So we're going to have more people who wake up and awaken and go against the recent government in their countries. The other thing that could happen, we could have actually a lot of earthquake or tornadoes, because Uranus also, especially in Taurus, it is something with earthquake, shaking, tremors. Actually, Uranus in our body, it's also could rule seizure and some kind of electric activity in the body and shaking as well. So So yes, it could be like a huge earthquake somewhere, or it could representing tornadoes activities all over in the world, even areas where never had been before. So that could actually relate to the increased death number. And also, because of and the rebellion, it is nuclear power as well. And probably you heard the news as it's today, like somebody is attacking Russia, right? The Kremlin, and then what's happened? Ukrainian says it wasn't them, but somebody want that to look like the Ukraine government is attacking back Russia. And so that could be like they want to extend the war because of obviously multiple countries have unfortunately favor from the war, right? Like selling guns and keeping the war alive, keeping the troops abroad or whatever, you know, they are actually benefiting from war, unfortunately. So it could be like some kind of nuclear, and it doesn't have to be like initiated, like, okay, we going to attack with a nuclear bomb or anything. It could be an accident because of Uranus is the unexpected. So it could be some kind of unexpected situation where they bombing close to a nuclear station or whatever, and it's exploding, unfortunately. It could bring in multiple air crashes as well, because Uranus is aviation, drones, aviation. So unfortunately, it could bring in airplane crashes as well, this eclipse. And as I said, it's not happening exactly the same day, it's 6 months before and after. So the condition here also, what I wanted to talk about, and probably, you know, if I going to check forward Pluto a little bit, Pluto in Aquarius not only ruled by Uranus, which is opposing this eclipse, but also actually ruled by Saturn, that is the traditional ruler. So you might want to check and examine Saturn position in Pisces. So it could be something related with the Saturn is death and fear as well. And it could be something with medicine, right? Medicine which is administrated by government, because of Pisces ruled pharmaceutical vaccines. Saturn is administrated by government. So the death could come actually from any kind of vaccination administrated by government. Doesn't necessarily has to be COVID vaccine or vaccination itself. You heard about right now the situation that's going on with fentanyl. So you find it in everywhere. And it could be like massive overdose of the nations with actually prescription drugs. You don't even know, you just take an Advil or whatever, and it's filled in fentanyl, whatever they want to, and you know, killing people. So it could represent that as well. So be careful and be mindful over that. Yeah, definitely this eclipse, it doesn't seem to be good. I truly hate it. Thanks God is the last for another 18 years. I don't like that kind of Scorpionian energy. I apologize, Scorpio, because, you know, Scorpio could be amazing people, but you're ruled by two really, really challenging and difficult planets. And, you know, the war and the death. So come on, like it is difficult. And if you check the position right now, and that you check the fixed stars, and, you know, the moon is opposing Uranus, yeah, it could be really, truly crappy. On the same day, however, what I like Jupiter and Venus sextile. Jupiter and Venus sextile, it's actually, we would like to be nice to each other, you know, like there is a lot of comforting energy with talking to each others, the way we you know, like comforting others with our advice or with our words, actually. So I like that kind of energy, or it could actually expand love and generosity. So that is a positive energy on the same day when the eclipse going to happen. But you know, actually look at that. No, don't look at that because that's King House. Okay, so we don't, no, not even King House. So we don't have to check that. Yeah, Chiron, the eclipse is going to actually King Kong's Chiron. King Kong's, it's nothing, it's not a good energy. And Chiron is the wound. So we all could get wounded by actually some kind of news, what's happening around us in mundane perspective. But definitely our financial system is under magnified glasses, and definitely criminal activity is going to become like louder, and we're going to hear a lot more criminal activities. All right, guys, I'm gonna pause it right now because I'm going to talk about all individual signs that it's going to affect all of us just for like 50 seconds, just a second. So Aries, what's gonna happen? It's going to happen your second and eighth house, the eclipse. Eighth house, the moon going to occupy the moon, the full moon eclipse is going to happen there. And the second house, your financial wealth, your stability, your you know, possession, that is your wallet, the money what you are making. The sun is over there, and as I said, you get a lot of emphasis with a lot of Taurian energy over here. But the eclipse itself, it's in your eighth house. So what will you have to let go? It is something with your inheritance, mortgage. Perhaps you're not going to get the money if you applied for the mortgage, or some kind of issue is coming up with your inheritance, or the prenup is not going to turn out for your favor. So whatever it is, or if you had a medical malpractice, for example, and you wanted to sue someone, actually it's not going to turn out for your benefit. Don't do surgery, because eighth house is surgery as well, and you have Scorpio in the eighth house, because during this time, actually you can lose a lot of blood. If it's elective surgery, if it's something that you have to do because you had an accident, of course you're going to do that, but you know, don't do any kind of elective scheduled surgery during the eclipse, and be mindful about that. Pluto in your 11th house, we're gonna examine as well, because Pluto stationed retrograde over here in your 11th house, which is your hopes and wishes. This is collaboration with others, so you might going to get back an opportunity to collaborate with others. You're getting back powerful people, but you have to keep your integrity, because it could be some kind of shady people around you. And you don't want that. It could unfortunately represent also during this eclipse, you can lose a friend through that. Mars in your fourth house could indicate like you wanted to sell your house or get a mortgage for buying a property, but Mars is in Cancer in your fourth house. Most likely it's going to be like you will get denied, or you will actually back out from the deal if you wanted to buy a property. All right, Taurus, that's your turn. So it's going to happen in your first and seventh house. The eclipse is going to be in your seventh house of relationship, partnership. Yeah. Yes. Partnership, relationship, and collaborations. Also, this is also legal matter. So if you sued someone or somebody sued you, there is an unfortunate event coming up. You might going to lose the case and have to pay a lot of money. You can lose a business partner. Unfortunately, some of you could lose a significant other as well. If they were ill or ready to do the transition, you know, that's karmic, it's a fated event. Unfortunately, it could happen as well. First of all, you're going to pay attention more time for yourself, and you're going to give yourself retreat yourself and treat yourself, and make sure you are shining, and make sure you are you are well received. And definitely there is an opportunity to be celebrated, the sun, and a lot of emphasis in your first house. Mars is in your third house and Pluto in your 10th house. There is some kind of change is coming up with your career. You might going to lose a power here. So because the eclipse is related to Pluto and Mars, that's why I put them on. And the 10th house could represent like there is like a loss of contact, or you might going to sign up to be a director or CEO because other opportunity coming up for you. And Mars in the third house could indicate a fight with a neighbor or a sibling, or even with a mother figure. It could represent that as well. And maybe about a vehicle, the fight is, or because of a kid, or because some kind of education. Okay, Geminis, it's going to happen in your 6th and 12th house, and Mars going to occupy your 2nd house, and Pluto your 9th house. So yeah, you definitely have to be careful if you commute with like longer distance traveling. I don't really like that right now during the eclipse for you. So you know, not everybody can stay put, but if it's not necessarily, don't travel far away. Then the 6th house could represent like you're going to lose a tenant, a roommate, or a pet, unfortunately. It could be through death, or, you know, like maybe because Pluto was this eclipse, maybe they were criminal and they have criminal record, and then you have to let them go, you have to evict them. So eviction could come up for your tenants or your roommate. So, or you maybe you find out, you know, like they're gonna go in jail, that kind of situation. That house, you definitely going to make sure you're mentally okay after this eclipse, because it's a lot of emphasis in your 12th house. You're going to make sure you have a psychologist who help you through this kind of loss what you are experiencing in the 6th house, and you are finding the right therapist for yourself. So that's very, very important. All right, and then let's see Cancers. So Cancers is going to happen in your 5th and 11th house, and Pluto in your 8th and Mars in your 1st house. So 5th house, it's something to do with your children. A lot of you might going to actually experience an empty nest. Your children are going away. They're ready to go to college or going abroad, or, you know, going away. It could also represent ending a relationship with a child, or ending a relationship with a romantic partner. Maybe you were cheating and your significant other found out, and right now you are ready to get rid of your lover, your mistress, or yeah. So that kind of situation could come up. And the 5th house also investment. So I would say like maybe a business deal, an investment didn't come through the way you wanted, and there is going to be some kind of financial loss if you invested in something before. 11th house is it's hopes and wishes. It's money from your career. So that looks good during this eclipse. You can have like some kind of bonus or some kind of promotion coming up. 1st house, Cancer Mars, which was the eclipse. It's not in a good position. You're not going to have that much self-confidence. You will feel a little bit tired and withdraw. You don't want to initiate actions. And careful not to, you know, like Cancer could be something with lung and chest, and Mars could be inflammation or stabbing or something like that. So careful on that area not to get hurt or violated somehow. And Pluto in the 8th house stations retrograde, it could be something with cryptocurrency coming up for you, which is like either some opportunity coming back to you, or there could be some kind of criminal activity in your bank account. So be careful, mindful over that. All right, Leos, it is going to be yours. So that's going to affect your 4th and your 10th house. Yes. fourth and your 10th house, and then Pluto is your 7th and Mars in your 12th. So there is going to be a lot of suppressed anger. So you really have to take care of your mental health. Careful with drugs, careful with even prescriptions, because of it could indicate some kind of allergic reaction, some kind of skin condition. So careful with that. Or something with the lung, inflamed lung, and that could be related to allergy. Fourth house matters. It could actually, fourth house not only living situation and family, but it's also funerals and endings, and itself Scorpio is ending. So it could end for you a living situation. The way you live, it's not right for you anymore. You might going to move, and it's gonna be sudden, out of nowhere. Or it could actually, unfortunately, for some Leo rising, mostly Leo rising, but Leo sun and moon secondary, it could actually take maybe a mother figure away from you. So it could be something like grandmother, mother, or someone who is closer to you, who were more nurturing for you. That kind of parent could actually go through that. The 10th house, definitely you're going to have some really great opportunity in career. So there is a new career rising for you. The following year, it's going to be auspicious, and it's going to be really abundant for you in career matter. 7th house, it's representing maybe an old partner could come back to you, because Pluto is stationed retrograde over there, and it might only be sexual, nothing else but sexual. Careful, because of the person could be manipulative. Pluto is manipulative. All right, Virgos, let's see. Mars is in your 11th house in Cancer. The sun is in your 9th house, and the moon is in your 3rd house. So you are having a major change, loss, ending, completion with your neighbors. You can lose a neighbor, you can lose a friend or a sibling, unfortunately. And it could be through death, but it could be also death to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be the death. And then in your 6th house, Pluto station retrograde, there you can lose a pet, unfortunately. So that's or lose a tenant, or like maybe your tenant or roommate stealing from you. So careful with those kind of situations. 9th house is really good. So if you want to get your passport, your citizenship visa, it's great for that. Or if you want to study and higher value, like university or doctorate or something like that, it could be really good. 11th house Cancer, Mars, it could indicate like some kind of conflict with friends, with your tribe. They are not nurturing anymore, and you don't want that relationship, so you want to cut the boundaries or put boundaries. If you are Libra, then it's Mars gonna be in your 10th house, but the eclipse gonna happen in your 2nd and 8th house, and Pluto in your 5th house. So the eclipse, so you're going to actually end some kind of job-related contract. It could be something with perhaps the way you make money, it's not serving you anymore. You work too much for really small amount, and you just want to get rid of that kind of job. Why? Because it's a lot of emphasis in your 8th house. You might inherit an amazing big amount of money, or you didn't have to pay back the student loan or PPP loan or whatever, like you get an insurance money paid out from medical malpractice, and it's millions, and you don't have to work anymore. So that could be that, but definitely it's ending an income for you. Also, your values going to change, and also you can lose some kind of material possession. So 2nd house rules art, it rules jewelry, it could be stolen from you, unfortunately, or you can just lose a wedding ring or something like that, and you're gonna be upset about that. 10th house Mars, it could indicate like you want to take action in your career, but it's not time yet. It's not time to ask for raise yet. Soon it will be, but not at this moment. 5th house Pluto could indicate some kind of investment difficulties in cryptocurrency, losses through transactions. So be careful with that. It could also bring back a lover, but also you right away lose the lover. So it brings it back temporary, but it's not going to be there for that romance, not gonna be permanent. All right, so if you are a Scorpio, then it's going to happen in your first house, and the sun is in your 7th house, which is actually pretty good for you here because of the 7th, because of the first house. It, you know, of course, in some cases it would be the body dies, but you know, like obviously it could be a clinical death, for example, for some Scorpio, or it could be some kind of loss of the ego. So you are peeling off the onion. You know, like that's your self-image is changing. It's going through transformation, and the transformation going to be really sudden, and you know, your behavior going to change, your personality is going to change. But 7th house is going to put a lot of emphasis on your significant other or your business as well. So it could actually end a business for you, because first house is someone who has their own businesses, but 7th house, you might going to create a business with someone else, to bringing in a business partner. And, you know, like you renew the opportunity of the income here with that situation. So you're going to have Cancer in the 9th house and Pluto in the 4th house. It could bring back an issue with inheritance or mortgages. You might going to reapply for mortgage, or you might going to just bring back an opportunity to buy a house, or you know, to get a loan or something like that for a house. But unfortunately, it also could represent like, you know, one of my parents was very old and sick, and right now Pluto going to retrograde in the 4th, it's ending. It could be like, it could bring in a funeral for some of you. 10th house, Cancer, 9th house, Cancer, Mars could represent like some kind of issue or some kind of difficulties if a mother figure wants to travel to you, or you want to visit a mother figure. It might be delayed somehow, or some kind of conflict could come up with that. It also could come up with something with your land. So you might have moved long time ago, but you know, your visa situation is not stable yet. And you know, it could bring in some kind of action, like I need to take action in this matter and move forward with it. All right, Sagittarius, rising, sun and moon. It's going to happen in your 12th house, and the sun and Jupiter, or all the planet, the stellium, in your 6th house, opposing to it. Pluto in your 3rd and retrograde, and Mars is in the 8th house. So definitely for you also, it could bring back something with a loan, mortgage, or inheritance. Inheritance from mother's side, okay? So something with a mother's side. You can lose a grandmother, you can lose a mother, or just inherit, you know, like a living past, something like that. It doesn't have to be that, but it's a living past. In your 12th house, if you have any addiction, any obsession, it could actually get rid of obsession and addiction, that kind of eclipse. So your mental health, you're going to have very vivid dreams, lucidity. 12 houses, everything, Scorpio over that, everything with dreams, but also hidden criminal activities. So careful with who you're going to integrate, make business with, because there could be, you know, you can become someone who is a spy during this eclipse or after this eclipse, or actually you might going to lose a job in the field of unprivileged. So if you are a nurse working in hospice, hospital, jail, if this eclipse could eclipse it out, you are not going to work anymore because emotionally it's too much on you. Sixth house, you're going to have really nice time with tenancy or with tenants or roommates or with your pets. You might going to get new job opportunities. You can hire people. So that is really positive. Pluto in your third house, unfortunately, an event could come up in your neighborhood when a neighbor going to die, or it could represent, unfortunately, and I'm a Sagittarius rising, unfortunately, it could represent like we can lose a sibling or a friend during this transit, especially the 2 years when Pluto is going back and forth between the second and third house. And then Mars is in the 8th. I was talking about that. Okay. Then Capricorn. Capricorn is going to happen in your 11th house, the eclipse. The sun gonna be in your 5th. Pluto gonna be in your 2nd. Mars going to be in your 7th. So in the 11th house, it could indicate some of the Capricorn, like you're going to lose that bonus that was promised to you, or that kind of promotion. But it also can indicate like you are losing a friend through death, or a tribe member, a member of your community, or a member of your fellowship, or you know, some kind of, you collaborated with someone and it could be that. 5th house, a lot of emphasis on your children, on your romantic life, on your joy. It's going to be really joyful over there. So you're going to get a lot of supporting energy there. Pluto in your 2nd could bring back some kind of investment opportunity for you. Or actually, it could be like I'm going to invest in security in my home. So some cameras or whatever it is. But definitely it could bring back opportunity for investors there. Mars in your 7th house, it could indicate some kind of issue with a female figure who could be your business partner or could be a significant other, but some kind of anger or unleashed anger. It's like the water is boiling because of its annoyance. All right, let's see Aquarius. Aquarius, it's going to happen in your 10th house and 4th house, the sun. So actually you are eclipsing out a job, a career, something but came to the end. It's like ending a contract with your job. So it could be like if you actually were waiting for some kind of fame, or if you are a famous person, it could end that kind of career and you're not going to be necessarily in limelight anymore. So that's definitely, it's a closure in your career field. Maybe you are ready to move on and get retired or not seen in public all the time because you have enough from that. What was going to get a lot of emphasis? It could also mean like some of you, you know, they might get pregnant or babies and moving, and you know, like you're gonna actually work from home. And you don't want to commute, and you don't want to be in your, if you are a CEO, or if you are actually working for corporate, you don't want to go into office anymore, and that it could end a political career, or if you are a banker, or if you have a surgeon. Right now it's time to end, and you're moving all your energy toward to your family, and to your roots, and to your living situation. You might going to purchase a new home and move. Mars in 6th house could indicate some kind of difficulties with the pet. It could get injured, stabbed, or, you know, run over. Fast cars there could be, or it could be an accident, water accident. Careful, guys, with dogs, cats in water, in pools. It could indicate that kind of situation. Pluto in the 1st house, it's a transformation for the way you are actually representing your business, your company, and the way you're representing yourself. It might be an opportunity coming back to you when you can do a knee surgery or any kind of surgery, and it might be actually be done by artificial intelligence. Robotic surgery could be an option for you this time and after the eclipse. And Pisces. What's gonna happen with Pisces? Pisces, Pluto is in your 12th house. The eclipse is happening in your 9th house. Sun is in your 3rd house and all the stellium, and Mars in your 5th house. So Pisces, you can have some kind of difficulties, argument, anger, fear, and aggression with a child. So it could be like unpleasant, like a fight. The 3rd house is emphasis on your neighborhood, on your neighbors, with your friends. It's a nice time. It's spending nice time with friends and with a sibling, for example. And it also could indicate to get a new vehicle, maybe, or something with a new website, or publish a book. So that could be very, very good. Or writing. What actually could be difficult for you is traveling and long distance traveling. So if you want to go for long distance, the following 6 months could be quite difficult. Scorpio eclipse in your 9th house could actually end a relationship with an older friend or older siblings, or, you know, it could be positive if you have planets 15 degrees, Pisces or Cancer, because then it's trining with that energy if you have any benefit planet over there. But other than that, it could end like maybe you're going to get and kicked out from university, or you just not gonna have money to finish it, or they take the fund away. That kind of situation could come up. Or it could actually end a publishing deal. So it could come to a completion. As I said, if you have planets in those Cancer and Pisces, then it could be very, very positive as well. But with traveling, be mindful, especially if it's long distance traveling. And then what happened in your 12th house Pluto? There is some kind of obsession, fear, which you have to face again. And, you know, it is also asking maybe get a psychologist, get a psychiatrist, a shrink, a therapist who you can talk to, because it would be really good to get rid of some kind of obsession and fear over there. All right. So that is the eclipse for all of us. As I said, it is a very, very intense energy. Unfortunately, a lot of things is happening. I'm very, truly happy. It is the last for 18 years, the last Scorpio eclipse, and we are ending this eclipse season. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to hear about you, and make some comment below. Let me know how did it work out for you. What kind of completion did you went through? Was it hard? Was it unexpected? Was it life-altering? And you know, let me know about that. Comment below, like my videos, please, and also share it with your loved ones so they can also get ready. Because of the purpose of these videos are to get you ready for the energies. As I always say, as above, so below, as within, so without. So you always have multiple energies, the positive and the negative. Each planet, each aspect could be and could become positive as well, or, you know, nullify. I don't see your chart, so I don't exactly know. I'm just doing a mundane prediction over here. But and the general for your rising sign, most likely, and after the sun and the moon sign. But check out my website if you would like to get a reading with me, which is www.urbanwitch.org. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will need to see you with Jupiter going to Taurus video soon. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye for now.